beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. So, last episode we found out that Sir Alcaster has basically kidnapped King, our father, and Queen Ophelia. And Emmy now knows that, ouch, I sat on my pillow on my chair instead of the actual chair. But Emmy found out that we're her sister. Well, not related sister, but you know. Nothing you say is going to change my mind. I want to do what I can to help everyone. Yes, and that terrifies me. Terrifies you? If your stubbornness leads you to putting your neck out there for someone, I would never forgive myself for your injuries. If you want to help me, stay here, where you'll be safe. I'm not some damsel that needs to be protected. Chico, all I want for you is to stay safe, so that when we save your father, you can face him with a smile. I won't be able to face my father unless I'm one of the people to save him. Stubborn as always. I sigh irritation welling up in my stomach at the look on Klaude's face. He's calling me stubborn, but he's being stubborn about this. He said I've improved with my sword fighting. I have. You've improved so much because of your resilience and drive, and because you're genuinely interested. It's because I have a good teacher. Aww! He's so shook about it too. Your compliment is gentle music to my ears. Your compliments mean a lot to me, Michiko. My eyes fixate on his soft smile, and at the gentle crinkles at his eyes. Our eyes lock, and for a few moments I am aware of a slight energy between us. I glance away hurriedly, not entirely sure of what would happen if I kept staring at him. A kiss? Yes, please. My heart beats unsteadily in my chest. Earlier today, I comforted your sister when she started crying about the things that had happened in the palace. Emmy, why would he comfort her? I saw her crying downstairs in the reception room earlier today without anyone there. She is a rather sweet girl. I keep thinking that the two of you are completely different. You're both strong-willed and stubborn, but she wears her emotions on her sleeve, while you keep it all inside of you. I'm not hiding anything, if that's what you're implying. Mother always told me crying was weak. Klaude stands up and leans forward. Before I know it, I am in his arms. Hello? Chico, I'm always here for you. I feel flustered again, and my mind feels foggy. I can barely comprehend what's in my mind, or in my heart. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry? Or thank you? I'm sorry? I think that's the right answer? For what? For my stubbornness. Klaude pulls away from me slightly and raises an eyebrow and chuckles. Oh, but your stubbornness is one of the many things that I like about you. My heart thumps loudly. Like? Oh, I meant... Oh, what was that? Suddenly he steps back, his hand on his chest again. He's breathing heavy. I stare at Klaude with wide eyes. Klaude, are you okay? I'm fine. He sighs out slowly, but he sounds obviously pained. I could get a niece. No! Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I swear. It's just a spell of dizziness. But you... Manages a small, tight-lipped smile before he straightens and shakes his head. His hands are visibly shaking. I must be tired. But Klaude, do not tell anyone about this, okay? I don't want them to worry. Why is he always so stubborn? He's obviously in pain. I clench my hands into fists as I frown at him. I'm waiting to see if the thing is gonna pop up. If it's not gonna pop up, I'm reading this for nothing. Why must you always be so secretive? You're keeping something from me, Klaude. Sorry, Michiko. Klaude abruptly leaves the room, leaving me with my fragmented thoughts. Okay, that was not correct. Thank you? You never need to thank me, Michiko. You've done so much for me. It's not just the sword fighting, it's your patience, your company, your saving me when I needed help. That's not true. I'm pretty sure I'm the most selfish person in this tavern. All I ever want is things for myself. Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were supposed to say thank you or not. I was gonna choose thank you, but I was like, no. This game is too mind confusing. It's like I want to be myself and choose choices I would pick, but then sometimes it's not what I need to pick, apparently. I've never thought you were selfish, Klaude. He puts a hand to my cheek and looks at me solemnly. You don't think that me wanting you is... Okay. Alright. So we needed for him to say thank you. Oh! The Rescue! Chapter 9. I have no idea how many chapters are in this game. Today I will land another hit on you, Karma. If you can, darling, I welcome the challenge. Princess, your side is open. I bring my sword up closer to my side as Garland strikes me. Tonight is the first night I get to use a real sword as opposed to a practice sword. The sounds of metal clashing echoes into the night. This is what a real battle feels like. We have been practicing under the skirmish conditions for the last few days. Since tomorrow is the day we enact our plan, we are doing some last-minute practice. Remember, fighting back-to-back is better than doing it alone. Klaude dodges Jurian's sword as he speaks, but I notice that he seems to be taking special care not to look in my direction. He's been fine for the last few days, but I'm not sure when his pain will return. If only he would tell me what was wrong with him. He never told us how to break his curse, did he? I think he did. The Klaude finally calls the end of practice if we are all exhausted. Good job, everyone. You'll be all fine tomorrow. Garland turns to face me, a soft expression on his face. And if it comes down to it, Jura and I will protect you. Garland looks over his shoulder at Klaude. Both of you. That's our job as knights. Aww. I'm quite capable of protecting myself, but I do appreciate the offer. It's late. We should all go get some rest. The two knights excuse themselves, leaving me with Klaude. Ichiko, you should go to bed. Princess? I have a feeling I won't sleep much tonight anyway. It's so cute because I'm a princess and he's the prince. The lost prince. Be that as it may, you should still try. I'm about to retire for the night as well. I want to talk to you? Can I say that? Can I do that? About what? Klaude takes a step back as I stare as his hand absently moves to his chest. Are you really okay, Klaude? I've been perfectly fine this past week. He's lying. He's obviously in pain. Why do you have to keep your pain a secret? Why won't you talk to me? Thank you. I told you before that some things are better kept a secret, Princess. Klaude sighs out, then leans forward to set a hand on my head. Ichiko, promise you'll stay behind me for attack. And if at any point it looks like we may not make it, you're to run as fast as you can back to the march-in. But that is cowardly. Ichiko, don't you remember what I said before? Sometimes running is the right thing to do. Never run into an impossible situation. Instead, live to fight another day. Wow, that's a beautiful quote. Promise? I can't promise that, sorry. Princess, I'll be fighting right beside you if it comes down to it. I'm going to protect him. Staying behind him will only have him suffering because of it. Stubborn until the very end. I only want to be on equal footing with you. Klaude sighs but does not say anything. Let's attempt sleep in preparation for tomorrow. When this is all over, I'll pry Klaude's secret out of him. That was not it! That didn't give me anything. Is it not supposed to give me anything? I promise? Do I have to promise him? But I want to be with him. If it will make him feel better before going into this mission, I cannot deny his request. Klaude's expression softened as he moves away from me. I'll stay behind you. Oh wait, what? He wants me to be a damsel in distress. Thank you, Princess. Alright, fine. I thought fighting with him would be a cuter answer. Apparently not. Tonight is the night, and everyone is just about ready to go. I can't get this feeling of foreboding off my chest. Everyone is gathered close to the door, ready to see us off. Everyone except... Princess! Yes? Rumple suddenly appears, and he's coming up to stand right next to him. What are you two doing here? Well, of course we came to wish you good luck, just like everyone else here. We'll be waiting for you tonight. We'll be waiting for you tonight so that we can celebrate everyone's return. Wait, how long? Be careful. Oh, Rat's telling me be careful? Amiho has been everywhere with her brother since they came here, standing right beside him now with a smile. I will pray for your safe return. Her smile wavers, and I can tell she is uncertain. She has the great knights of Chaldea, 2 witches and a prince. She'll be fine. Rat's responses are curt as usual, but I cannot help but notice the hesitance in his voice. Even though he stares at me without expression, I think I can see a tinge of worry in his eyes. Cute! rest assured that we will keep the princess safe. We're not going to let Alcaster get away with what he did to Angeli and its royal family. Parfait steps forward last. She and Delora glance at each other, and I feel as if some secret message bounces between the two of them. Delora nods ever so slightly before Parfait turns to the rest of us. Her eyes eventually fall on me. You've changed since you've been here, princess, but your dedication and resolve never wavers. It has always been there, just beneath the surface. Stubbornness or resolve. It is as if Parfait is able to read my thoughts. She smiles as she sets a hand on my shoulder. Your dedication is very much like King Gennaro's. You are proud and honorable, and always take steps in the right direction. That is why I know you'll be back tonight. Just as Rumpel said, we'll all be waiting for you. All of you. Stay safe tonight. I nod my head as everyone gathered around begins to repeat their hearty goodbyes. It is Delora who walks away first. We all follow behind. The night has just begun. Our way to the palace gate is uneventful, but we pause some distance away from them to take shelter in a nearby alley. There are knights everywhere. Watts points to what looks like a regular section of the wall. There's the hidden door to the tunnels. If we time it right between the knights' patrols, we should be able to make it. On my signal, Klaude puts a hand on my shoulder and squeezes. It's an abrupt gesture and doesn't last long, but the motion calms my nerves somewhat. We'll be fine. Our footsteps echo in the tunnel. Standing in front of me are Jurian and Garland, who are flanking Watts. Dolores stands beside me and Klaude is at my back. The small tunnel makes it seem like we brought a lot of people. This way. We silently follow Watts' instructions. How is it that Watts knows about these tunnels? I've already taken into account the guards and where they might be positioned based on the Prince Broad's information. We should be alright. Garland and I will act as distraction. Princess, leave most of the fighting to us if there's any to be done. I know. I will only fight if I need to. If only I wasn't cursed, I would be able to fight to my full extent. I think you're still quite capable without all your magic, puppeteer. Oh, a compliment. It's an honor. Miss Karma. I'm only in this dress because of Jurian, you know. Jurian crosses her arms and cocks an eyebrow at Klaude. I want to fall in love with you, no matter what you say. That's what they all say. We're here. Suddenly everyone goes quiet. I feel a lot heavier as I stare at the staircase in front of me. This should lead to the throne room. I didn't know we had a secret passage in the throne room. How much does Watts know about this place? Is that place or palace? I didn't clearly read it. Immediately after we step into the throne room, we split apart to avoid the guards' gazes. I stick close to Klaude and Watts as Delora conjures a blanket of shimmering fog that envelops the guards. Ooh, pretty. Sleep. I watch as the guards' eyes close before they slump to the ground. Delora drops her hand once all the guards are truly asleep. Amazing how intolerant humans are to magic. Let's keep going. Getting through the palace is no easy feat. Hallways that were easy to get through before are difficult to traverse now, with all the soldiers standing around. Delora casts a spell to silence our footsteps into quiet muffles, but moving is still difficult, especially with such a group. Eventually, we arrive just outside the tunnels that should lead to the castle prisons. I'll stand watch. Careful, Watts. I will. I can't wait to see Waltz. Then we get to see his human, adult version. That would be cool. We enter another network of tunnels. Jurian, Garland, after you. Jurian glances at me briefly, and then Klaude, who nods, a little stiffly. We'll be right back. In accordance with the plan, Klaude and I are left at the hallway point of the tunnels to ensure a clean escape as Delora, Jurian, and Garland continue on to the prison. It should be fine, but I am still worried. My eyes wander to Klaude, and I bite down on my lower lip when I notice that his hand is once again raised to his chest. I find myself reaching out to grab Claude's hand, but he swiftly pulls it away. The glare on his face takes me by surprise. Why is he so angry? Claude puts a hand to his chest and flinches as he leans on the wall. Not now. His voice sounds pained. What is he talking about? Claude? I just need some space, princess. But I'm fine. I cannot help but feel irritated at the way Claude has snapped at me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be this way. He trails off, his eyes distant. Because of your curse, right? Most of the time he is sociable and is a pleasure to talk to, but then he reverts to this state. It's like he is two different people. I cannot understand why he's like this. Why do I care so much for someone who keeps secrets? Chico, I wish I could explain, but if I did, you would hate me. Or more accurately, you would be afraid of me. Are you a monster? Why would I be afraid of you? You've never done anything frightening before. You're a frightening person. The only time you ever frighten me is when you're like this. When you look like you're in pain and when you keep secrets. The secrets are my own selfish desire. They're for your safety too. You're talking in circles. Why won't you just tell me what's going on? Claude's voice trails off at the sound of running. His hand moves quickly to the hilt of his sword just as I reach for mine. We only relax when we see that it is Jurian, Garland, and Delora heading towards us. Or are they alone? Did I not pick right? Damn it. Never be afraid of you? Did they want me to say something cheesy like that? What is there to be afraid of? Claude wears a pained expression as he looks at me. I see him once again grabbing at the collar of his dress, looking like he's in some kind of quiet agony. That's what she said too. He's talking about the woman from before. The one who didn't love him. He thinks I'm the same? I am not like her. Oh, okay. Damn. Should have chose the cheesy line. Ichiko. Alright. Where are the king and queen? They weren't in the prison. I have no idea where else they could be. What if they were in their rooms? The most basic place. Delora steps out from between the two of them, her expression somber. This doesn't bode well for us at all. We can't keep sneaking without a direction. That's a sure way to get caught. The words have just left our mouth when the alarm sounds behind us. Don't tell me. It's the alarm. Everyone draws their weapons as Waltz appears, running towards us with a harried expression on his face. The knights are on their way. Let's go! How did they know we were here? In seconds, I hear the clinking of metal, and then there are knights upon us. We are forced to scatter to deal with different opponents. The guard rushes at me with his sword, and I somehow manage to block his attack. I should be able to wind around him. The knight falls after I catch him from behind and give Klaude an opening to attack him. Oh, stay behind me! I promised I would, remember? I would, so yeah, let's keep it that way. A smile flashes across his face, and for a few moments he seems more like the Klaude that I know. The knight manages to separate Klaude and I, leaving me by myself. He grabs my arm. Unhand me, you jerk! Whoa, magic! Magic! Oh, you're right, I'm a witch! I watch in shock as a shimmering fog surrounds my attacker, his eyes closing as he slumps to the ground. He's only the first to fall. Seconds later, most of the knights in my immediate vicinity have fallen to the ground. I can tell by the subtle rise and fall of their chests that they are asleep. Oh, it's her? Damn it, I thought it was my witch powers. Sorry, I couldn't focus long enough to cast that spell earlier. Delora drops her hand and turns to address Waltz, Klaude, and I. Head toward the entrance hall. The king must be in one of the central rooms. Jurian, Garland, and I will head to the bedchambers in the east wing to look for the queen. I have my fan on and the air is just like blowing in my mouth down to my throat, and it feels irritating. I have nothing to drink around me. Flooding up is not part of the plan. We don't have much of a choice anymore if we're going to get the king and queen out of here. We have to improvise. Excuse me. Now go! Klaude grabs my hand and jerks his head at Waltz. Let's go. I had to mute my mic. I was coughing. Three of us rush out and into one of the palace hallways. I keep my gaze forward while Waltz and Klaude watch for enemies on either side of us. I keep coughing! On our right, Klaude grabs his sword and moves before Waltz, and I can respond. He dives low toward a soldier, his sword poised straight for a devastating blow. Knights began to approach us from left, and I raised my sword, readying myself. I hope my voice doesn't sound too weird now, because, oh, my throat. Claude snaps his fingers, a flash of light blinding the men in the immediate vicinity, and I use the opportunity to rush the knights in front of me. I grit my teeth as I attack. Most of my blows are lucky. There are too many knights for me to be able to get the upper hand. There are so many of them. Well, well, if it isn't the most desirable princess. I whip around to attack the man that spoke to me, but he's nowhere to be found. Where is he? Who are you? I wonder. Michiko! I turn and see Klaude running towards me, a panic expression in his eyes. I take a step forward toward him when a masked man suddenly blocks my path. Oh, hello. Aren't you Fritz? Who are you? I raise my sword, but the masked man taps his cane on the floor before I can swing. An incredible pressure blasts out from the cane. It shoves Klaude to the floor and blows me backwards. I hit the wall hard and my vision darkens. Uh-oh. That's not Fritz, though. Doesn't Fritz have gray hair? Klaude. Where am I? Why can't I see anything? My head hurts. Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. Sorry, wrong princess. I'm Cinderella. I jerk upward at the familiar voice. You're the man who knocked me out. The man laughs as I blink the man laughs and I blink as I try to pinpoint the direction of his voice. Did he blindfold me? I command you to take off this blindfold. I don't take orders from princesses that no one remembers. But I am a gentleman, so I suppose I shall have to heed a lady's request. The blindfold is abruptly pulled off and I flinch at the sudden brightness. Are you Fritz? Why, hello there, princess. My captor looks at me amused. He wears a crooked grin on his masked face and a cape on his shoulder. Who is he? My eyes wander to the throne. I cannot help but gasp at what I see. The king is strapped to the throne, hands bound, mouth covered. Your Majesty! The king pauses to look at me, his eyes containing a mixture of alarm and confusion. I turn to glare at the masked man. Let him go! No can do, princess. Though, don't you think he still looks regal sitting on his throne like that? I grit my teeth as I begin to struggle against my bonds. Struggle all you like. You won't get out of those knots anytime soon. Who are you? The masked man drops into an elegant bow. I am called Varg. Varg? What have you done to my father? Me? Nothing. Well, nothing much. I guess gagging a person, tying their hands behind their backs, sorry, he doesn't have multiple backs, back counts as something. Are you working for Sir Alcaster? I don't work for anyone. So he's a mercenary. The doors fly open and Alcaster steps in, his face full of anger. Mithras, the fool! How absolutely useless he was. Varg gives a dismissive shrug. He regards me again with a mischievous smile. While I do agree with that wholeheartedly, that man is in the past. Here in the present, we have someone far more interesting to deal with. Varg gestures at me. I glare at Varg before turning my gaze to Alcaster. I used to think Alcaster was someone to be respected. Not anymore. If it isn't the princess herself. You remember who I am? Once Mithras made the connection, it was just too obvious to be false. Could Sir Mithras remember me? Alcaster shifts his attention to the king. Gennaro! Dear God, jeez, my throat. Do you not remember this girl as your own blood daughter? My eyes meet the king's, but I see no recognition in his gaze. He cannot remember me. I haven't managed to break my curse yet. Why are you doing this to my father? To the kingdom? Everything I do for the kingdom. All successful rulers have run with an iron fist. Fear is the best motivation. A king is too lenient and does not inspire fear, has no business being on the throne. But the people of Angeli love their king. Before I had thought that the town were despicable because they hated me. Now I understand those reasons. They may have judged me as a mother's daughter, which is wrong, but that does not mean that they should be subject to a regimen of fear. Your obligation as a ruler to rule for the country, not the people. Back when the queen was still alive and this place knew the fear of the witches, they were far more productive. Fear motivates. Fear makes a man. Excuse me. King Alcaster, you better have a good excuse for interrupting. Your Highness, there's a beast. What are you blathering about, you fool? A beast, a magical beast is rampaging around the palace. Oh, is it Klaude? Is this the dead witch's doing? Dead? Witch? No, Delora is fine. She has to be. Out with it. Did Mithras do this? What? I cannot stop myself from blurting out the question. Sir Mithras is a witch? He was a witch, but now he's dead. He turns to his knight and demands more information. I am too shocked to hear their words. Sir Mithras? A witch? Impossible! What of the other palace intruders? We've managed to apprehend some of them, but we can't get to everyone with that beast taking us out. That damn Mithras. Still a pain even after death. Wait! What did you do to Sir Mithras? Did you not hear me, girl? He is dead, killed by my hand. But why? He was helpful at first. We worked together to achieve our own personal goals. He eyes me cautiously. He wanted you, princess. If Sir Mithras was a witch, that would explain why he still remembered me. Why did he want me? Who knows? It doesn't matter anymore. I gave him my knights to assist him in his search, when the witches could not. But in the end, that fool was too power-hungry. You never entered into my plans. You would have been safe, princess, had you just stayed put. But now that you're here, you'll come in handy. Alcaster turns back to the knight, who immediately bursts into explanation once more. Beast is moving quickly. We don't know how much longer we can keep it from this room. There's a beast in the palace, and it's Sir Mithras' doing. I'm so confused. And what about the others? Are they okay? Let me go, Alcaster! You're not going anywhere. It sounds like some of your friends are very persistent. They'll be coming for you, and when they get here, I will kill them. You, princess, are going to make excellent bait. Oh, you jerk. You know, I like this turn of events. Kind of amusing. You, tell me what all of this is. Varg looks unmoved by Alcaster's anger. It is Mithras that summoned this beast, is it not? Then you must know what is happening. You're asking me? Of all people? As if I would be able to answer any of your questions. You... Hello? Varg! It doesn't matter how many times you say my name, Alcaster. I won't have any answers for you. Sir Alcaster turns to me, his eyes maniac. Whether this is Mithras magic or magic belonging to one of your friends, I am not going to let it live. Could Delora create a beast out of thin air? Sir Alcaster draws his sword from his sheath and curses under his breath. I squirm, desperate to find some kind of break in my restraints. Varg surprises me, however, by reaching down and cutting the ropes, binding my arms with a sword that I recognized. You have my sword! I stand up as quickly as I can and grab the sword from him. That was too easy. I eye Varg warily as his mouth twists into a smirk. What are you doing? Why are you helping me? Help! All I did was cut some ropes. Besides, I'm curious to see what you'll do with that toothpick of a sword. He talks like he doesn't care at all what happens. Don't think about it too much, princess. It's probably a little too much for your small head. I swing my sword toward him and Varg catches it with his cane. Oh, strong. You really think that I'm the only one you should be fighting? The door creaks and falls off its hinges. The knights stumble back, and hear screaming as loud footsteps sounds against the hall tiles. So what will you do? Run? Hide? Or will the beast kill you too? No, that beast is not gonna kill me because that's my baby. My eyes focus on the large figure entering the room, though I cannot make out specifics at first. The form grows more distant the further it moves into the room. Whatever this is, I cannot fight it. There is a moment of eerie silence, and then Alcaster yells and the knights rush forward, attacking the beast as a collective. The beast throws them off with a surprising nimbleness, his rage in every swipe. I dodge away just before a man's body falls on top of me. Over here, beast! Sir Alcaster rushes at the beast. I finally manage to get a clear line of sight to the king, who is still bound and helpless on the throne. The king! I have to get him out of here. I run toward the throne, but someone stops me dead in my tracks. Saving the king really shouldn't be your priority right now. I grit my teeth and swing my sword at Varg, but he easily darts away from me. I would be watching my back. It is then that I notice the beast slowly making its way toward me. Why would it be after me? Either I stay here and fend it off, or... Outcaster catches the beast with a broad swipe of a sword, and the two are focused once more on each other. I glance urgently at the king, then at the doors. That's where we're gonna stop for today. I'm pretty sure that beast is Klaude, because I'm pretty sure his curse is Beauty and the Beast, and he's just having the opposite effect, where like he could stay human, but if he falls in love, he turns into a beast. I don't know. That's probably completely wrong at so many levels. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.